Hey guys, it's Lala. Today is going to be all about Pinterest. So if you're anything like me, then you go on there, you pin and like 1,000 things, but then you never actually do them. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make videos and I'm going to show me actually trying out the pins, and that way I'll actually create some of the things that I like on Pinterest, and then you guys can see if they can be done by like the everyday person, how they come out, any tips or tricks or fails that I might come across. So, since it is officially October, I decided to do a Halloween theme for this Pinterest test video. So, if you want to see how my Halloween projects turned out, then just keep watching. Okay, so I have my piece of wax paper and some regular white school glue, and I'm just gonna draw the general shape of a spider web on here. And I'm kind of trying to put the glue on pretty thick just because I'm afraid that it'll be too flimsy to peel off when it dries. So I'm just gonna layer it on there nice and thick. Okay, I put this paper pad behind it because I wasn't sure if you'd be able to see the white glue on the white background, so I just wanted to give some contrast so that it would show up better. Okay, I am now adding the glitter. I'm putting just like a huge thick layer to make sure that the whole thing gets covered up really evenly and coated all the way. Next, I am just going to slip this paper towel underneath the wax paper so I can pour my glitter onto it and shake it off so that it'll make a huge mess everywhere, and that's actually on there pretty nicely. There's no blank spots, but I just want to open up a couple spots that had just a little bit too much glitter, so I'm just moving it around with my pen. And then now the rest of the glitter that's on my paper towel, I can just pour it right back into the container. Okay, on Pinterest it's said to let it dry for a minimum of 24 hours. I let mine dry for about, I think, 36 hours or so. So now I'm peeling it off of the paper and I'm being careful, but it's actually coming up pretty nicely. And I don't know if it's because I did it extra thick, but it's actually more sturdy than you would think. This is what it turned out like. I think it's pretty close to what the pin said it would be. There's definitely going to be some glitter fallout, so maybe you could spray it with like a clear sealer or something, but it's really nice and glittery, and I think it would be cute to make a bunch of them, or maybe even do like snowflakes for Christmas time. The first step for this is to melt some chocolate chips, and I am just doing it in the microwave in a microwave safe mug, and I'm going to heat it up for 30 seconds and then check every 10 seconds until it's melted thoroughly. Now that my chocolate is melted, I have my glass, my whipped cream, and I don't have a vanilla milkshake, so I'm just going to use milk. I'm grabbing a small thin bristle brush to scoop up some of this chocolate and try to paint a ghost face on the inside of the glass. I'm not an artist at all, so I'm just going for basic shapes here, and I really don't know what I was thinking with the shape of the mouth, but it'll work. This is what the face looks like, and I let it like set up and harden for about 5 minutes just because I didn't want it to run when I poured the drink in. So now I'm putting the milk in. And top it with a generous serving of whipped cream. And there you have it. It's all done. And I think it actually is really cute. I think kids would love to drink this around Halloween time. For this next project, you just need a jar, some acrylic paint, and a foam brush. I am starting out by painting the top portion of the jar with white, and I'm just trying to get my brush in there so I can get into all the like ridges of the lip of the jar. And then I'm gonna paint down more than a third of the way, a little bit farther down than I want it to be so that I can overlap it with the middle color. And now I'll just do the same thing with yellow on the bottom, and it definitely looks like I'm gonna need at least 2 coats of each color so that it's more opaque. I turned the jar upside down just so that I could get a better handle on it because the white is still wet and I didn't want to get it all over the place, so this way I can kind of move it around and maneuver. I let the paint dry for about a half hour before I taped it off, and I did not have any painter's tape, so I'm just using washi tape to section off, overlapping each color a little bit so I can paint the middle portion with the orange. And I'm going to pull the washi tape off while the paint is still wet so that way the paint doesn't come up with it. The jar came out really cute, and I think it's pretty easy to do as long as you have patience and let things dry for like a long enough time. And so you can definitely fill it with candy corn, which is the obvious choice. But I think it would also be really cute like if you were having a Halloween party and you could put like drinking straws or like the cutlery in these jars. I just think it would be really cute on a table setup. This last pin that I wanted to try is a beaded pumpkin, and I am using a pumpkin that I got at the Dollar Tree. It was orange, but I spray painted it silver. And I got this pack of 8 Mardi Gras silver beads for $2 at Walmart. And I'm going to use this craft glue that's supposed to be fast drying. I'd love to use hot glue because it's more instant, but I think it might melt the foam. So I'm going to stick with craft glue like in the pin. First, I'm just going to use some black acrylic paint to paint the stem because when I spray painted it, it turned silver, and I think I would rather have it black, but that's definitely optional. Okay, I let the paint on the stem dry completely, and now it is time to open up the beads, and they're like necklaces, so I'm going to have to cut it in between 2 beads to make it into like one long strand that I can wrap around the pumpkin. Okay, I am just starting right around the stem, and I'm just gonna keep on wrapping it until I get to the bottom of the pumpkin. Here it is with the first strand wrapped around. It's staying in place pretty decently, but I do have to like keep pushing it down and pressing it down so it'll hold its spot. Okay, so at this point I have used 4 out of my 8 strands of beads, and as you can see it hasn't even reached the middle of the pumpkin. So if you're gonna do the dollar store pumpkin, which is like a medium sized pumpkin, you're definitely gonna need more beads or bigger beads. I should have bought another pack, but it's too late for that now, so I think I'm just gonna keep wrapping it around to show where it ends off. Here is as far as my 240 inches of beads got me. So it's a fail for me, but I think it would have been really cute had I had enough beads to finish it. And it was kind of tedious, but after a while I did switch to my hot glue gun on the low setting and it did not melt the foam. So I would say test it maybe on the bottom of your pumpkin and it'd be much easier with your hot glue gun. Okay, so those were the pins that I had today that I wanted to try out, and feel free to subscribe and hit the like button if you want me to continue to make videos like this, because like it's my plan to make like a series where I test out different pins, not just holiday ones, just altogether different projects that I see on there and see how they turn out. So thank you so much for watching and God bless.